So sometimes I get upset because, it's easy to compare yourself to others and your former self, and when you'd been an athlete and trained your body to be an elite high performance machine and worked so hard for that, and then like your whole identity is tied up in athletics and strength and conditioning and physio and movement, and then like the irony, or like I used to think, like in victim mode, the cruelty of being given so it's freezing this morning. I thought it was just the utmost cruelty to be given such an autoimmune condition so young, and only in my 20s, and because it just was like a gun to my entire identity. But this is the thing, right? You can choose to stay in victim mode, or you can choose to be, and that's like more breakdown, more flares, and just feeling like shit and hating your life. Or you can choose to be grateful for every little small thing, like the fact that the sun's peeking out this morning even though it's bloody freezing. And when things trigger me, like when my 60 plus parents are I'm getting more capacity now, but when my 60 plus parents have had more walking capacity than me, and could do things that I couldn't do, for example, I couldn't even, but I'm grateful my parents are healthy, don't get me wrong, okay? I've got to remember how far I've come. That at one stage I thought I'd never even be able to sit up again, and I didn't even want to live. So, and then I didn't even know if I'd ever be able to walk again. And, and now I'm walking, I've built up to at least, I try to do around 8,000 steps a day, because if I don't walk enough, I get more back and nerve pain because of other old injuries. So it's like a balance between the autoimmune stuff, managing old injuries, and which I'm trying to increase the capacity of my body to heal both the autoimmune stuff and the old injuries, and nerve and other stuff, which I think is also to do with the autoimmune stuff and blood vessel stuff. And sometimes I just feel overwhelmed, and I think when I've had a bad sleep is definitely when I feel more overwhelmed, which is today. But I know that the more I feel stressed and upset, the more flares and the more pain I get. So it's I have to keep minimal cortisol in my body if I want it to heal. So, and you know what, some days, I've been practicing this so long, some days it's habitual now. I just wake up in gratitude and joy and grateful for every little thing. And some days it's a lot harder. And today's a hard day. So every time this stress and fear keeps, or sadness keeps creeping up, or fear of missing out, or enviousness of what I can't do, I have to just keep going back into my heart and trying to get my heart coherent, trying to focus my attention on gratitude, on the emotions I do want to feel, because this rewiring your brain shit, it does work if you really give it a go, but it requires you to give up feeling like a victim when you have every reason to feel like a victim, and your brain is giving you all these reasons, to feel like shit, and it's and think shit things about yourself, and it's okay. Anyway, that's my post-morning meditation ramble, and I'm going to do another little quick meditation because I'm clearly not in the headspace and the emotions I want to be for the day yet. I need to get more coherent, more love, more joy. And you know what? This whole journey has brought me it has brought me more back to myself, like who I really am underneath all these layers of performance and trying to mold myself into something perfect. And I'm grateful for that. And it's showed me what's really important in life, and I'm grateful for that. And it's brought me community and connection and more self-acceptance and unconditional self-love than I ever would have had if I hadn't been through something so big. So yeah, anyway.